business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit.
Cards from Saturday night that I need to sleeve.
He's talking about Lorcana stuff. It's top 3 time.
Oh, my fault.
Welcome to the DPI Top 3. I'm Matt with the Disney Planning Insights podcast. Over on the other screen is Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Planning. We Disney Travel, Disney something. We're wearing the same shirts tonight, which is funny. I was like, you had your Under Armour sweatshirt on. I was like, oh, good, okay. And then you took your Under Armour sweatshirt off, and I was like, that's the same shirt I'm wearing. So, we're twinning. Yay! No, don't. Because you'll scare the shit out of Shannon.
You said the SH. You said the S hit word.
We're not on cable. We're good.
On live television.
Earmuffs. All right. If you've been here before, you know what we do. If you haven't been here, welcome. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are going to have some fun. We are going to randomly choose a category. Here they are. And there's stuff flying all over my desk. And we are going to have about 30 seconds to figure out our top 3 or bottom 3 for that category. Peter, are you ready?
Yeah, hold on. I'm opening up a pack.
You're doing what?
Opening a pack.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. It's going to help me think, I promise.
Okay. 20 is our category tonight. Let's see what number 20 is. I know we've done that one before. We'll do the one right above it. Haha. Our top 3 tonight is your top 3 favorite places at Walt Disney World to grab a beer. You got 30 seconds.
Thinking about taking a trip to Disneyland, Disney World, maybe a Disney cruise, or one of the other amazing Disney destinations? Contact me at Princess of the Mouse, and I'd love to work with you on your itinerary to the most magical places in the world.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. All right. Top 3 places at Walt Disney World to grab a beer. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, keep stalling. You're doing great.
Peter, you want to go first with this one?
No, I'm getting the name of it. Hold on.
Well, fine.
Oh, it is that. Okay, all right. I was just, like, in my mind, the place was, I had the name, and I was like, no, that's wrong, you idiot. But no, I'm right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with number 3 because I am going to try to get a little bit of love spread around all the parks, although obviously Magic Kingdom is difficult unless one of us go with a restaurant, which I don't plan on doing, which really puts us in the other 3 parks. Yeah. So I am going to go 1 in each park, and we'll see how it compares to what Matt has. And we could even go outside the park to one of our collective favorites as well. So I'm going to start with number 3, and I am going to go over to Animal Kingdom, and I am going to go to Pangu Pangu, which is right out in front of Satuli Canteen, just to the left of it. What is fantastic about this location is you can get both of the unique ales, the Moara High Country Ale, as well as the Grog's Ale, and they are unique beers that you can only get in this location and Satuli Canteen, and so no trip to Animal Kingdom is complete unless, as I'm coming out of Flight of Passage, I get in a little Pangu Pangu line and grab myself one of those beers. Maybe Jesse gets the other one, and typically I will grab a Night Blossom, which is also one of the more unique kid-friendly drinks, as it is a mix of 2 different kind of slushies along with some of those. They're not boba because they're not gummy. They're like juice. And they're like those little juice ones. Uh-huh. And you what?
Yeah, they're boba still. but
Oh, yeah, so juice boba, but
Yeah.
not like gummy boba.
Yeah.
So with some juice boba, and it is just a really, really great drink, especially on a nice hot Florida day. So a little bit of grabbing some night blossoms as well as that. And you can always spike the night blossoms should your fancy dictate that. So I am going to go number 3, unique, limited, exclusive. So one of my favorite places to grab a beer, Pangu Pangu.
Okay. For my number 3, I am going to go outside the parks, and it's going to be a place that we just went for the first time with you guys. And my number 3 place to grab a beer is at the putt-putt courses.
I was like getting ready to cross out one of mine.
Yeah. And it's just like, you don't think about it, but we went out to do Fantasia Gardens, and their beer selection there was really, really good.
There were about 10 options-ish in that fridge inside the clubhouse.
And they had like the grapefruit Hefeweizen, they had ciders, they had all kinds of stuff there. And then to enjoy while you're playing putt-putt, and just kind of just an off-pace type of place to go get a beverage. I thought it was a really cool place to kind of get out, have a beverage, do something different, and yeah, it was really, really cool. So, my number 3 is going to be grab a beer at one of the pro shops at the putt-putt courses. Let's go ahead, let's get to our number 2s.
Yeah, that was a good one, Matt, and very unique, kind of similar idea as I didn't even think about that, but that made the putt-putt experience, all that much more enjoyable. We had some drinks as we worked our way around. We were not in a rush in any sense of the word, and so we even took a break and went and grabbed some more rounds halfway, So because the course was a link style course, so we were nowhere near the pro shop, but don't you worry. We hoofed it and found our way back to the club. So, as I said, I am going to go park. I'm going to go 3 different parks, 3 different places. My number 2 is going to take me over to Hollywood Studios. And at Hollywood Studios, gosh, I love getting a beer over at Baseline Tap House. One of my favorite places in the parks is Baseline Tap House. I think it's a great place to kill a little bit of time. If you're lucky enough to find the seating either inside or in that little courtyard. If not, my pro tip is to turn left and go down the ABC commissary line and grab one of those tables, because you're still within distance to not have to carry your stuff all that far, but you can typically find an empty table down along that line. The tap house is wonderful. It's got a couple of cocktails with a margarita, as well as something similar to like kind of a little, it's called like Sunset Cooler or something like that. It's really similar to like Screwdriver, but I think it has rum or whatever. But then there's plenty of beers. There's got to be like 8 or 10 beers. There's a nice cider. And then there's just a couple of really good menu items. The charcuterie board is fantastic, right? Adult Lunchables for the win. All of us kids that grew up in the 90s and early 2000s have grown up and made fancy Lunchables. So they've got a really fancy Lunchable there. And then they have one of those big Bavarian pretzels that you can only get over in Germany and also at Baseline, as well as a couple other places. But it's got that big, giant Bavarian pretzel, big enough to you get a charcuterie board and a pretzel, and you have basically made a meal for a family of 4. So it is a great place to spend a few hours, or even just to spend 45 minutes relaxing around Baseline. When Matt unfortunately had to leave our business trip a day early, I decided to go to Hollywood Studios, and I probably sat at Baseline for about 2 hours because I was like, I'm kind of out of stuff to do and don't really have any more filming to do. I'm just going to sit here and drink a cider and then a lager.
There you go.
So, yep, I'm going with Baseline. What's your number 2, Matt?
My number 2, I'm going to stay in Hollywood Studios as well, and I'm going to go with a little bit more on the outer space theme, and we're going to go over to Oga's Cantina for our number 2.
That is a good one.
Not only does it have great, unique drinks, it's got great, unique beers there as well. You've got the Bad Motivator, you've got Gamorrean, and you've got the Gold Squadron Lager. Really, really good beverages that you can grab.
You forgot the Wampa.
The what?
The Wampa.
The Wampa.
Yeah, there's a Wampa. It's a Hefeweizen.
Ah.
That's what I normally get.
Beers. You also got a cider over there, the Spice Runner Hard Cider. Not a big fan
used
of it?
to be. No, that used to be so Angry Orchard, which is owned by Sam Adams, by the way. When Oga's first opened, they were making a special spiced cider that was only being made and packaged for Disney. And then in the shutdown, they got rid of it. And then Angry Orchard / Sam Adams decided not to remake it. And so now it's literally just Angry Orchard. It's just regular old run-of-the-mill. It's not even like a special flavor Angry Orchard. Very frustrated with it. But I digress. I apologize. I jumped in front of your number 2.
So Shannon just put, Matt wouldn't have let you stop for 45 minutes to let you drink a beer if he had been there.
What? You went with us, Shannon.
No. That trip was a whole different pace than our normal trips. But no, Oga's great theming, great. I mean, just a cool atmosphere. Have a couple of drinks, get a weird charcuterie board there, and then because they've got some interesting meats and cheeses.
Yeah, the Habapur sampler is crazy. The Batu bits are fun. The Oga's Obsession and Rhodian Ration. Unique stuff all around.
So, good stuff over at Oga's. So, that is my number 2, Oga's Cantina at Hollywood Studios. Peter, let's get to our number 1. And before you give us your number 1, where can people find you?
Find me over on Facebook, Princess and the Mouse Travel. You'll see me with my family in front of Expedition Everest, and I need to change that photo, and that's only the 17th time I've said that on this show. Yeah. So, still not changed, but maybe someday. Here's hope.
I mean, if you'd ever take a trip down there.
You what?
Said if you ever take a trip down there.
Oh yeah, I know. If only I ever went to Disney World. Yeah, it's funny though. I would love to talk to you. Over the last couple of shows, I had talked about how travel had kind of slowed down, and then boom, all of a sudden, I've booked like 6 clients here in the last few weeks. So.
Yay, tax returns.
I don't think it was any of you that watched the show. So yeah, love to talk to you though. My number one is a no-brainer, and then Matt better go to his number 1. I can predict what Matt's number 1 is, because I think Matt's number 1 is also out of the parks. So my number 1 is inside of Epcot. As I said, I would give each park the love. And my number 1, hands down, undisputed champion for most drinks purchased at Walt Disney World by me.
Rose and Crown.
Is at the Rose and Crown pub. You absolutely. Like, whenever people go, oh, is it Canada or Mexico, right? It's like the age-old question, Canada or Mexico. I'm always like, I come in the back entrance and go straight to the pub is actually my right answer. Yep, no day at Epcot, no 3 hours at Epcot is complete without a diesel. Shout out to Charlotte, one of the longtime bartenders there, who kind of got here, started being a bartender, and then just stuck because she's literally been there for like 8 years, I think. But I used to get steak bites because I love the blend of Harp and Strongbow. I think it is just a delicious combination. It is crisp. It is refreshing. It goes down smooth. It is just wonderful. And then Charlotte one time said, "Oh, would you like to make it a diesel?" in an accent, but I'm not going to dare insult her by trying to attempt to pretend I have
come
that.
on.
No. So my one of my favorite bartenders at Rose and Crown, Charlotte, said, "Oh, why don't you make it a diesel?" And I said, "What's that?" She said, "Oh, I put a little black currant in it for you," which is pretty rare to like English pubs, because I read up on it, and it is this little kind of syrupy fruit mash made of black currants, which are local to the island of England or the UK. And so they got these diesels, which is a snake bite with black currant, and I have drank it that way ever since. But I stop in there all the stinking time, to the point where if we are walking past Canada or we are walking through France as we're coming across that bridge, my family will immediately go, "Dad, you don't need to go to the pub. Dad, you don't need to. Dad, you don't need a snake bite. Dad, you don't need." And they're always wrong, magically, like every single time. Like I have been known, we're heading out for the night. We're leaving across the bridge to head out the back to get on the Skyliner or to walk to like Beach Club or Boardwalk. And I will turn right, I will grab one, and I will drink it on my way out to the exit. No, hands down, my favorite place to grab a drink, and the huge crowds of people would agree with me anytime you go into that pub. And
Okay.
I think I lost Matt.
No,
How much did I cut off?
You didn't lose me, but I'm really concerned that I'm going to go the wrong way on this, because I've got 3 places, and I'm like, hold on, where am I supposed to go? But before I give my number 1, obviously there's a couple more answers that could be just as good as my number 1. So if you've got a better answer, put it in the comments, put it in the chat, let us know somehow, and then just give us a thumbs up if we hit it for you.
Or I'll say it with my bonus ones.
So when I think about a place that you can get a lot of beers, I go to Disney Springs. And I know you're gonna go this way, because I think the one that you want me to say is in the Poly. Man,
Go ahead. No, go for it. I know what you're gonna say. It is a good place to grab a beer because there's like 50 options.
Yeah, there's a ton of options, but I'm gonna go the other way, and I'll go to Trader Sam's. And
that's the right answer.
Trader Sam's Grogado is a fantastic, unique, very well themed, to almost a sickening point experience that you can do in the Polynesian. It is a very, very inconspicuous place. If you're trying to find it, it is just a door in a hallway in the Polynesian. But it does have, let's see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 beers that are orderable. Are they on tap? No, it's just a selection, so it's probably...
It's cans and bottles, yeah.
Cans and bottles, yeah. We didn't get beers there, so... but also a bunch of just really cool, fun drinks that always come with a show, and it's a really, 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 really fun atmosphere. Kids are able to be in there until 8. And then they kick all the kids out, and it is an adults only bar from 8 till close. So yeah, number 1 is going to be Trader Sam's Grog Grotto.
Yeah, and with Trader Sam's, the hours are 3 to 11, but pro tip, you want to get there around 1, no later than 2, and put your name in, because then it's going to be called, because there are absolutely like many days. If you go over there at 6 o'clock thinking, oh, I'm going to get in and get a drink, You're going to get there at 6 o'clock, and they're going to say, "Oh yeah, it'll be about 3 hours." Like, that's just what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's what it's very compact. They don't allow you to. There's not like standing room. You have to be at a location within the restaurant. But it is a lot of fun, and there's all of like maybe 50 seats in the whole place. So very, very limited seating. But that is a fantastic number one. Although, to give Disney Springs some love, Matt, I do think your other one is worth an honorable mention for sure.
Yeah,
because
City Works.
the top three is best places to grab a beer.
Yeah.
And the hands down best place to grab a beer is probably
City Works over at Disney Springs. Just find the building for Drawn to Life over on the, I guess it's the west side of the property, and no, don't do that. And it is a big, huge sports bar right before you get to the Drawn to Life building. Yeah, just absolute, just huge tap house. Like Peter said, it's probably got about 50 beers on tap. Plus, you can get specialty cans, bottles, that kind of stuff as well. Let's see if it gives an idea here. Probably not. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and count. Yeah, but yeah, it's 90 plus local and global varieties of beer on tap. So, if you want a beer, that's a place to get a beer. And they're always running like cider specials or beer flight specials or stuff like that if you want to go and try beers. So, yeah, just great place to go and get a beer. Peter, do you have a special edition pick? Or
Yeah, I have I'll do a plus one. Abracadabra over on the boardwalk is a great late night place. Just to talk about, a couple of places not in the parks where you can enjoy some stuff after park closing. Abracadabra is directly next to Trattoria El Forno. In fact, when the Trattoria El Forno lobby starts filling up, a lot of times people overflow into Abracadabra when they have those reservations. And it is a lot of fun. There are kind of in the same vein as Trader Sam's. It's a unique experience. You go more for the cocktails, but they absolutely have beers on the menu, and it's a great time, a great place to have a drink. So,
yeah,
how did Shannon's list compare to ours?
What's that?
What was Shannon's list compared to ours?
Shannon actually didn't give us a list because I don't give her time to drink at the parks.
Yeah, but I specifically took her on a September trip to do that.
I would say if we're talking atmosphere, another great place for atmosphere to drink over at Disney Springs is the Edison. The Edison has a fantastic. It's actually got 3 bars.
Yeah, it does.
It is a huge place. It looks like this little place when you walk up to it, and it is like enormous when you walk in. But speakeasy style, 1 bar upstairs on the main level, 2 bars in the lower level, and just, really cool place to grab a beer. Weekend music as well, so think speakeasy, so jazzy, turn of the century, ragtimey type stuff. Yeah, just really cool.
We could go on and on about all the places at Disney Springs to grab a beer. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
So
great top 3, Peter. I don't think we're going to do a deep dive or anything after this, so thank you guys all for watching. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week. Bye now. Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.